What started as a dramatic World Cup quarter-final quickly turned into a moment that left fans stunned, commentators scrambling, and one of football's biggest stars in tears. As Spain battled Belgium for a place in the World Cup semi-finals, all eyes suddenly shifted away from the action and onto Belgian goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois. At first, it seemed like a routine stoppage, but within moments, a wave of controversy erupted when former Liverpool midfielder and BBC commentator Danny Murphy suggested that Courtois might be exaggerating an injury. What happened next completely changed the story. And as the truth became clear, football fans wasted no time calling Murphy out online. The match itself was already packed with tension. Spain and Belgium were fighting for a coveted place in the World Cup semi-finals, with every challenge, every pass, and every mistake carrying enormous consequences. During the game, Thibaut Courtois appeared to be struggling physically. From the commentary box, Danny Murphy initially questioned the seriousness of the situation, implying that the Belgian goalkeeper could be using the stoppage as a tactical break rather than dealing with a genuine injury. At the time, many viewers heard the comments and moved on. But only moments later, the reality became impossible to ignore. Courtois was unable to continue. The experienced goalkeeper, one of Belgium's most important players, had to leave the pitch. And the emotional scenes that followed told a very different story from the one first suggested. The Belgian star walked off visibly devastated. Tears could be seen as he left the field, making it clear that this was far more serious than a simple attempt to slow the game down or disrupt Spain's rhythm. With Courtois forced out, Manchester United goalkeeper Sven Lammens was called into action. It was an enormous responsibility. Replacing a player of Courtois' stature on football's biggest stage is never easy, especially in a high-pressure knockout match. The young goalkeeper suddenly found himself carrying the hopes of an entire nation, but the challenge proved overwhelming. As the game continued, Spain pushed forward relentlessly. Earlier in the match, Fabian Ruiz had given Spain the lead, putting Belgium under immediate pressure. The Belgians responded admirably, refusing to give up despite losing their star goalkeeper. Charles de Ketelaere managed to find the net, scoring the first goal Spain had conceded during the tournament. It was a huge moment that breathed life back into Belgium's hopes and reignited the contest. For a while, it looked as though Belgium might survive the setback and force the game into an even more dramatic finish. But football can be brutally unforgiving. With the clock ticking toward the end of regulation time, every touch became more important. Every decision carried extra weight. And then came the moment that changed everything. In the 88th minute, Spain struck. Mikel Merino found the back of the net, delivering a devastating blow to Belgium's World Cup dreams. The goal proved decisive, just as Merino had previously delivered from the bench in Spain's round of 16 victory over Portugal. For Belgium, the timing could not have been worse. The late goal left almost no opportunity to recover. And adding to the heartbreak was the fact that Belgium had already suffered the emotional loss of Courtois earlier in the match. The combination of injury, controversy, and a crushing late winner created a nightmare ending for the Belgian side. Meanwhile, the controversy surrounding Danny Murphy continued to grow. Fans immediately flooded social media with criticism. One supporter described the moment as an epic fail, pointing out that Murphy had questioned Courtois' injury just before the goalkeeper was forced off the field in tears. Another fan went even further, arguing that Murphy should face consequences for suggesting the injury was fake. Others accused the commentator of treating Courtois unfairly and jumping to conclusions before knowing the full facts. As the backlash intensified, Murphy quickly acknowledged his mistake. He admitted that he had done Courtois a disservice and accepted that the injury was genuine. Murphy explained that he initially believed it was one of football's familiar tactical pauses, but the goalkeeper's emotional reaction made it obvious that something far more serious had occurred. He added that Courtois appeared devastated and suggested that the tears indicated the injury could be worse than first feared. When the final whistle blew, Spain celebrated a dramatic victory and a place in the World Cup semi-finals. Their reward is a blockbuster showdown against France in Texas on Tuesday. For Spain, the dream of lifting the trophy remains alive. The last time they reached a World Cup semi-final, back in 2010, they went on to win the tournament and become world champions. For Belgium, however, this quarter-final will be remembered for very different reasons. A heartbreaking injury to one of their biggest stars, a costly mistake from his replacement, a late Spanish winner, and a controversy that sparked fierce debate among football fans around the world. In a match filled with drama from start to finish, one thing became clear. Sometimes the biggest story is not just the result on the scoreboard, but the emotional moments that unfold along the way.